Ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Congratulations for making it to the end of the year 2020. I have a question for you, the viewers. If you're a motorcycle rider, how many miles did you ride this year, in the year 2020? Because let's be honest, it hasn't been a great year for anything, with all the crap going on around the world. But we've all dealt with it the best we can. But I know for myself, I've ridden less miles this year than I normally do. Right now, like, this Goldwing is only just a tad over 2 years old now. I've had it for just about a month and 2 years. And I have 17,600 miles on the odometer. So that's an average of about 9,000 miles per year for me on this Goldwing, which is less than I normally ride. I have, which way do I want to go here? I'm going straight. Let's see where it goes. No, I'm going left. Which is less miles than I normally ride per year. I typically average between 12,000 and 15,000 miles per year on my motorcycles. Some years more, some years less, depending on what trips I take and how far they are. I mean, cross country for me, coast to coast, is about 7,000 miles round trip, 7,000 or 8,000. If I'm only riding to Colorado and back, that's about 4,000 or 5,000. But this year, 2020, I didn't go on any really long trips. My brother and I just didn't do it. We were planning to go to Colorado again this year, but that fell through. Hotels were half vacancy, and they were all surprisingly booked. It was hard to find places to stay. Normally we just wing it when we go cross country or on big trips. We don't plan ahead. We'll ride and find a hotel somewhere close to where we are when it gets sunset, and then just stay wherever we end up. But when hotels are either closed or at half vacancy, it's a little hard to do that. plus all the national parks being closed or somewhat closed. And just shit being in general disarray. 2020 wasn't a good year for long distance trips. 2020 just kind of sucked. I want to go there. Let me turn around. Error, error, error. Okay. So leave comments down below if you're a rider. Did you ride more or less in 2020 than you normally do? So I know in my case I rode less. And yet, in some ways I rode more often than I normally do. You know, I took less trips, but I did a lot more local riding in 2020. I've been working from home every other day for the past 9 months, I guess. This is March. So I guess it's 9 months. Wow. 10 months, whatever. So working from home on nice days, I get to go out for a ride over lunch, which has been really convenient. So in some ways I rode more this year, in other ways less. But the overall end result is less miles per year than normal for me. And yet, I hate to say this, but I actually had a pretty good year in 2020. I feel a little guilty saying that with the pandemic going on, people suffering around the world, people losing loved ones, the world in disarray, and stuff just cattywampus in general. But yet, I actually personally had a really great year 2020. I started this YouTube channel, Moto Mengy, right about a week or two before the pandemic started, and I discovered that I like video editing. I like motovlogging. I like creating videos. It's really been a blast. What started as a dabble in a potential hobby has turned into something much more part of my life than I expected it to be. And not only that, you know, working from home has been very pleasant in my experience. I think I get more done when I work at home. Better productivity, less distractions. And you would think working at home would be more distractions, but it hasn't been the case for me. I focus more because I'm able to take breaks more readily. Or better breaks, I guess. I don't know, working from home has been very nice for me. I really enjoyed it. And I'll be a little sad next year when or if it goes away for us in my company. And in 2020, I guess you could say this is my year in review, I guess. The year of 2020 in review by Moto Mengy. And I won't go into details, but financially I've had a really good year. And again, I feel guilty saying that because I know not everyone has. There are people out there hurting right now. There are people suffering. There are people unemployed and can't find a job. So I do feel a bit guilty saying that, but I've done pretty good this year financially. In fact, I'd go so far as to say it's been a banner year for me. Like, almost a life-changing year in many ways. A life-altering year. Not only did I discover new things about me and about life in general and society in general, but it's just been a very enlightening year. I learned a lot in 2020 about myself, about where I want to be in the near future, about what my goals are, my personal goals. So in many ways, I'm glad to see 2020 come to an end. I'm glad it's finally over. But in other ways, it's not over, you know? I mean, the pandemic's still here. It's still happening. Yes, there's definitely light on the horizon. There are vaccines in the works now that are very promising. And it's looking like next year, 2021, this whole C-word crap will be done. And that will be awesome. So I'm really looking forward to 2021. And for that reason, I'm glad to see 2020 come to an end. But in 2021, I want to ride a lot more miles than I did in 2020. I'm going to put a lot more miles on this Goldwing here. Like just the other week, I was posting some comments in a McKaylee 7 video. And him and I were going back and forth, chatting and stuff. And he said he's had a pretty good 2020 as well, despite all the crap going on. Like I have. And it's nice to know that amidst all this disaster, people are making the best of it and actually having good years. Let's go down this road, see where we are. New road. Nothing runs like a deer. So hopefully, if you're watching this video, you also had a great 2020, despite everything going on. And if you're a rider, hopefully you got to ride more miles than I did in 2020. But a lot of motorcycle riders don't put on a lot of miles every year. I have friends that barely put on 2,000 or 3,000 miles a year with their motorcycles. And I think a lot of people are like that. They ride the bike just as more of a pastime, but not religiously like some of us do. I know myself, if it's a nice day, I'm riding to work. Or I'm riding somewhere at least if I have the time and the weather permitting. Heck, even sometimes when weather's not permitting, I'm still going for a ride anyway. I don't mind riding in the rain. I don't like it, but I'll do it if it's been a while. Or it's warm enough out that I don't really care to get wet. Doesn't bother me that much. I got rain gear. But some people just don't ride a lot every year. Leave comments down below if you rode more miles this year than normal or less. Tell me what kind of year you had in 2020. Do you have a good year or a bad year? Are you glad to see it end? Are you gonna miss it? I can't imagine anyone missing 2020. But I guess it's possible. I've been back here turning left, right on back roads. Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, and I don't really know where I am right now. I'm not sure what road this even is. When I get home, I'll check my path on Google Maps and try and put the road name down below. I know people like that when I put the road names on the video. Got a lot of compliments about that. So I'll try and find where I am and trace it back. Here's to 2020 being over. To 2020. Oh my God, do it again. That went terribly wrong. I dribbled all over myself. Son of a bitch. I gotta move this cup to the left side, I think. It's a little awkward with the GoPro mounted here to reach over and bring it up. I think I gotta change that. Or at least try it out. See if it works better or not. Ah. On that note, thanks for watching, everyone. Here's the 2020 being over. Here's the 2021 being a better year all around. Stay safe, everyone. Have a happy holidays. And see you next time. Yeah, let's end it there before I do any more embarrassing shit.